Every day, habits destroy people's lives. Small habits that affect a person's success by 1% a day will lead them to having virtually zero success in a year.
Small, seemingly harmless activities will lead to negative habits, which then lead to life-consuming addictions. The imbalance of good and bad habits lead people to share feelings of incompetence and instability in their lives. But fortunately, the opposite is true as well. All successful people utilize habits in their day. Changing around your life or just enhancing your life with positive habits will get you one step closer to being successful too. So without further ado, here's an easy research-backed method to create healthy habits that can replace your negative ones, and then will put you on the path to success.
This is the Uptrack. Let's dive right in.
In my life, I've met or noticed many people who smoke daily, and odds are you have too. You may even be one of them. If you pay attention to those people, you might notice that they smoke during certain times, certain places, or with certain people. All three of those things are what you call a cue. In 1990, a research group from Massachusetts Institute of Technology found that cues are the first of three ingredients to forming a habit. Cues are the signals that the brain uses to determine when to perform a habit and which one to use.
Although the brain might use the time, place, or people around you to let you know when to smoke, it also uses those same cues to initiate actions that work to enhance your life. For instance, tying your shoes uses a simple cue when you feel the two cotton strands flicking at your ankles. Then, without thinking about the process, you simply bend down, retie the laces, and continue on with your day.
Habits start with a cue to initiate the next phase of the three-step method, and that is the behavior. The behavior is the action that you perform without any thought. It's an action that doesn't require much or any brain power to do, and it's the reason habits can be such a powerful tool.
When you learn a skill, you typically do so by using a method that you probably would find familiar, which is repetition. At first, you take uncorrelated steps or movements and try to clump the information into a chunky congruent action.
When you chunk information together into behaviors, it allows you to do that action without thinking so hard about what you're actually doing. Driving is an example of this, tying your shoes is an example of this, and even math is an example of this. Things that once seemed hard are now done without even thinking about it. And habits are those actions used to serve you in life. Habits can't be formed without this last part though, and that is the reward. We are measured by the reward that we get from them. The massive rush of winning the lottery to the awful pain from falling off a cliff. Well, maybe not that extreme, but the point is that if we get a positive response from the things we do, we're more likely to repeat them. And that is the trick that your brain uses to form habits.
Individually though, the reward, the behavior, and the cue won't form any significant habits. But when the method combines the three steps, strong habits are easily formed. After you determine your goal, which could be to exercise daily, figure out what the cue is going to be that starts your exercise session. The cue can be a time, a song, or seeing running shoes by the door. Next, insert your desired action into the second step, which is the behavior. In this case, that's exercise. Lastly, determine the reward. This could be a special meal or treat after the workout, or a cool shower, or just the natural effect of dopamine being released into your brain. Just pick something that will reflect the effort you put into the habit and encourage you to continue the routine.
The key after implementing these steps is consistency. Research says it takes approximately 66 days to create a habit. Goals are a great way to establish a routine and to ensure that you create the habits that will be beneficial to your life. Studies show that if you write down your goals, it increases completion rates by over 42%. Not only that, but having a person there to hold you accountable increases your success by 70%. In addition to that, when you have reminders to complete your goals, the completion rate of those goals goes up by 12% on average.
You can think of life as a series of habits stacked together. They give you a base for your daily activities. If you have negative habits as pieces of your base, your tower is simply going to crumble. So not only are new productive habits important to building up your tower, but replacing negative habits is equally as important. Fortunately, replacing habits isn't as hard as it sounds.
This process involves the methodology that we just covered earlier. First, break the habit into the cue, routine, and the reward. Next, identify the part that would benefit you most or is the easiest for you to replace. To change the studying habit, I might want to first change the cue. I would go to a place where my friends or certain people aren't, or that people are that I could socialize with that have the same common goal of studying. Next, I could change the routine or the behavior. Instead of talking with the people I'm around, instead I can read or write or ask questions to engage in the material I'm trying to learn. Lastly, I can change the reward. If my goal is to study for a given amount of time, for example 20 minutes, I could set a timer, and when I reach my goal, I reward myself with fun socialization time with my friends, video games, or food.
Although this was a very specific example, it does indeed show how to use this strategy to change specific habits. Now with that, we hope you have learned ways that allow you to utilize and change your habits to improve your life.
If you have suggestions for future video ideas, let us know. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Feedback is also very much appreciated. With that, have a great day and stay on that up track.